Hey guys, it's Coach Ty from We The Strong here with Josh Hewett from Top Form Fitness. We got to go way back. We've worked a few locations together in the fitness industry, and now we decided to meet up and discuss a little bit about awareness and what that means to people in terms of living a holistic lifestyle and the general encompassment of strength.
Awesome, yeah. Good to meet you again, buddy.
Good to see you too, man.
Looking forward to this. So we're going to get a workout in, I guess, and then also do some talking, because we're both on a really similar path as far as personal growth and self-discovery and helping others grow, not only improve physically but also spiritually and mentally.
All the above. I think there's a large interest out there in people that are seeking the same seekers,
yes,
who know that there's just more, potential for them than just beyond the physical that they get in the gym. So this is why it's important to talk about it, bring it to awareness.
Yeah, I think it's also because even though it is becoming a more prevalent topic, it is something that not everyone is sort of open to talking about, right? You know, and people have this sort of image of themselves, and other people as well share that image of us as, say, gym rats, if you're really into the working out and into the gym atmosphere, and they neglect to mention the other side of the story. So, I mean, even though for some people it's awkward to get into, I think it's an important thing to talk about.
Absolutely, yeah, definitely. I can speak from my experience. You know, I've had several people reach out to me and say, you know, I thought about training with you, but I was intimidated because I didn't want to lift heavy barbells.
Yeah.
Thinking that that's what I was limited to.
Yeah.
But people don't know that, you know, yourself and myself, like, we're really interested in a holistic point of view, physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, and making that like a community. So, yeah, I mean, we're more than just good looks and muscles, guys.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, definitely good looking. But listen, we're going to get in a workout too. We're not just going to talk your ear off. But so today we're going to hit back day.
Back attack.
You got to train the body holistically, but one area that a lot of people neglect is posterior chain.
Absolutely.
So I thought we'd show you guys maybe a few exercises that we use in the program, and just work on isolating the stuff in the back, and plus I want to have freaking wide wings, so aesthetically it's nice.
Yeah, you want to look good walking away.
Yes, that V.
That's right.
We'll show you guys some of the footage with that as we go.
Awesome.
Okay, cool, man. I think this all ties in, like the physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. I mean, a lot of people think if you're really into the personal growth and spiritual growth that you're not into the working out and the other side of things, but it all ties in.
Yeah, no, 100%. Totally agree with that. And you know, for me, the value of working out is lost if I'm just working on the physical portion.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like the strength that I acquire physically, if I'm not able to put that into application in other parts of my life and become a better person and to treat people differently and make an impact in this world, then I feel like there's a real disconnect.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And I think that's one thing that I know for myself when I first got into the iron game, so to speak, it was as a compensation for feeling insecure or feeling a little bit skinny or weak. And I started to lift to compensate for that, and it was all about the physical. I wanted to just be bigger and stronger, and I was I intentionally sort of neglected the other side of myself because I thought that made me weaker, to sort of acknowledge the other side of, you know, the spiritual side of myself, or the self-awareness. But thankfully, through making this part of my lifestyle, I've sort of realized that being physically active, taking care of your body, training, movement is very much tied into the rest. In fact, through even yogis and other practitioners throughout the world are using physical methods to help achieve self-realization.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you, Josh. I can relate to that too. I think this earth plane that we're on is a real healing ground, and you can only hide from your spirit for so long. If you come to this earth plane, you've come here in a deeper mission to heal. There's no doubt about that. There's a bigger meaning to this lifetime than just growing up, having a family, and dying. So your physical is just a vessel. It's just a means for you to have those processes of healing. So again, if you hide, the spirit will talk and your body will have to listen at some point.
Yeah.
Hopefully you get that in time before real sickness comes.
Yeah, there's this saying that if you don't find a way to motivate yourself to make some changes now, life's going to come around and motivate you in a way you might not like later on,
Yeah.
which is often a form of sickness or illness or injury. So, and now that I'm incorporating meditation into my routine as well, they go hand in hand, and I've found I can make mindfulness and meditation part of my training, just being very aware of my body, not being distracted by thoughts here and there.
That's amazing. I mean, they say feeling is healing.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that you're using your physicality as a means of meditation is key, because I get a lot of people who say, well, I don't have time to meditate. I hardly have time to work out. Well, for me, I found it easier to meditate while I exercise, because there's a whole bunch of emotions that can be evoked through exercise, like you were saying, feelings of anger, even feelings of sadness or whatever kind of feelings. When they come up, they're there because they are ready to be addressed. So what better way than to put it through the physical means of exercise? That's why we feel so amazing afterwards. You don't necessarily need to have two portions of the day separated, like exercise and meditation, when you make them blend together.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I've recognized that in general that there seems to be an awakening or a heightening of consciousness in the planet overall. And that might not be so self-evident when we start to see some of the atrocities that are still happening. But with every change, and even in a good direction, there's some friction. And I'm encountering more and more and more people that when I talk about these ideas, maybe expecting them to be like, what are you talking about, man? Let's just go pump, wait. Yeah. And I'm surprised, they're like, yeah, man, I've been thinking a lot about this too. And I'm like, wow, man, a lot of people are really starting to realize there's more than my physical body, and there's more than just this dense reality we see around us.
You kind of said it, we have this collective consciousness, whether you know it or not, you're all part of it. And just like with the body in terms of physical training, the body will adapt to the stimulus put upon it. So the more resistance it has, the more it has to step up. And like you said, this world is not necessarily the prettiest place. We're dealing with a lot of hardships right now all over the world. And so there is a collective consciousness knowing that, hey, if we don't do something about it, we're going to have to endure even more pain. So I think it's undeniable. People are feeling this part that's like, where is this coming from? They're being they're seeking more than ever, and now's a good time to bring that to awareness.
Especially if you are in the health and wellness profession, this is not just in the realm of spiritual leaders and monks and Buddhas and yogis. We are working with people not just to make their biceps stronger, but we're working to make them stronger people, better people. And I think this is something that, even if the person is not open to dealing with it directly, if you can still help them with this.
Absolutely.
In conjunction with talking about their training and their nutrition and their energy and how they feel and getting in touch with their bodies and becoming more self-aware. It can be, you can sneak it in there.
Absolutely.
You can, whether they want to or not, you can help people raise their energy and their consciousness a little bit.
Definitely. People have asked me, they're like, well, how do you do that? You talk about being holistic and that you encourage people and you help coach them to these pillars of health. Well, it can be honestly as easy as a fitness professional as just holding a safe space for somebody, which means if somebody wants to have an emotional breakdown in session, just being judgment-free and allow them to do that and don't interfere. That enough is healing for them, and that can evoke a ton of healing.
Yeah, and that's something that we do often end up being, and I know if there's other trainers watching this, they can relate that we as trainers do often take on the role of a therapist, or at least a counselor, or at least an empathetic listener. For some people, that can be emotionally draining by the end of the day. But if you can be in a place, like you said, of non-judgmental acceptance, then this can be one of the few places where people can come and just train and just let it out and come out of that workout not only feeling like they had a really good physical workout, but they'll feel like lighter.
Totally, like a release. There's a release there. Absolutely, totally.
Yeah.
Right on.
How about we provide like a very functional, practical tip for people to incorporate?
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the things I recommend to clients specifically is make sure that they're always tracking their stats, their numbers. So you should have an awareness of kind of where your numbers are, rep range, what you've done, what you've achieved, so you can kind of track your progress. But I recommend that if you do have a journal that you're keeping track, that on the opposite page you also have a feelings page. It's a great way to tune into your body and say, how are you feeling after that workout? How are you feeling after the day? How do you feel after you've eaten and you've nourished your body? So you have one page of stats, the statistical, and then the other side of feeling. So there's that in and outer.
That's a great suggestion. And I've started keeping a journal, and I've always journaled my workouts and my nutrition and everything as well. So this was a new thing for me to do, what I call a life journal.
Yeah.
And not only that, but I've also been just journaling something that stood out to my attention in a day, or a realization I had, or if something was like an epiphany where I'm like, wow, man. As far as a suggestion that I have is incorporating some form of mindfulness, whether it's formal mindfulness meditation, or a lot of people think, oh, I don't have time for that, or oh, I can't stop thinking, or if it's just informal mindfulness, where just take that attitude of being very present in whatever it is you're doing. And this is easier with very routine activities where you don't have to interact. So that could be just brushing your teeth in the morning, having your shower. If you're eating alone, eating very mindful, taste the food, chew it, feel it in your mouth. If you're going for a walk alone in the park, just be very aware of your footsteps on the ground and what's happening around you. That's a form of meditation. And the cool thing about mindfulness in particular as a form of meditation is it doesn't mean you have to be without thoughts. It just means let your thoughts come, but be aware of it. That's all it is. Don't get carried away with it. If you're having a bad day and you're having depressing thoughts, just realize that you aren't your thoughts. Just analyze and observe the thoughts, much in the same way you're saying you can get from journaling. Awesome, man. This is great.
All right.
Look forward to doing it again.
Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Until next time, stay strong.